What's up, YouTube? What's up, YouTube? Oh, too late, y'all, boy. Alright, we're gonna have a different type of video today. I want to talk about one of my favorite games. I have never done a review on my favorite game, Smite 2. So, we had a growth of players over the past month with no type of advertisement, nothing like that that I know of, nothing that I can say to why we should have see a big increase in players. But we saw a big increase in players, and we're now at just about 9,000 players on Smite 2 alone in the past 30 days. And if you see with the current, let me sure I can fix myself. If you see on the current monthly breakdown, month to month, we have been going climbing up. So when we first launched free to play, major update. So we're just getting close, just about back, close to halfway. Yeah, it's possible we could possibly hit 10,000 players this year. It will be literally at half the player base. Wouldn't that be insane, y'all? Half the player base come back to the game. You know, um, so I want to just pretty much do this little quick little rant, talking about one of my favorite games, and what I think went wrong, like just my overall review. I never did a review on Smite 2, and I guess since we just hit over 100 subscribers, so I gotta give it to. Hold up, y'all. No. I gotta give it to y'all, boy, because y'all boy been checking in. So I appreciate that, and like I say, let's get back to the review of Smite 2. Um, when the game first came out, I'm not gonna lie, they should have waited. I'm gonna be real, y'all. They should have waited. I don't know why they did that. Um, we all know that they shouldn't have launched the game when they launched it. I think the roster was like real small. Like I don't even think we had like 30 guards, y'all. Um, like I said, this is off the dome, so y'all can quote me or whatever if you want. But I know when it first came out, I could say the biggest problems was it was just too small of a guard pool. They thought, well, then they only showed us like two new guards. Like we had Mordred, and then it was Akate first, and then they gave us Mordred, and then they thought that was gonna keep people excited and ecstatic. So then they started throwing guards at us like I think it was like day near once a week, if I'm not mistaken. Um, they was throwing guards out. But when they was throwing guards that fast, it became with nothing but bugs. Every guard came out with more and more bugs on release. So a lot of people came in. You know how the internet go, and the algorithm as well. Uh, hate sales. So I'm not trying to say that they was wrong. You know what I'm saying? But like a core of the fan base decided to like stick it through, and even though we seen a lot going on, we seen a lot of layoffs and everything like that was going on, and you got a lot of the fan base at that point saying Smite 2 is dead, you know and then Smite 1 community, some of them still saying Smite 2 is dead because they don't have their favorite guards. You got some people, a part of the community, that just doesn't care to come back because their favorite skin is no longer, they lost their money, you know, and I could definitely get that. But for the core fan base who stuck with it, I felt like what turned a lot of things around with Smite 2 was Titan Talk. I'm gonna have to be real with you guys. When Titan Talk came through, it's not that I was, because I think Titan Talk used to be a thing a long time back, but it was a different type of take, you know. I'm more involved in the community now, as y'all can tell. My little 100 little following. Yeah. I ain't. We stop. It's stop. But no. So, um, Titan Talk came through, and the devs started asking more questions. You don't see that with a lot of developers out here nowadays. You guys, have devs that sit there and actually chat. They dedicate time, but 3 days a week for the most part, and they have been sticking to that for the most part. Outside of like holiday, you know, maybe one rare instance here or there, but overall, they will host a show and anybody can ask questions, and they listen to their ambassadors, and they also have the goats behind the scenes, like the devs. You don't have a lot of good devs out there nowadays, you guys. The devs, that's everybody who's working on the Smite team. Everybody, they all know what they doing, like for the most part. So they know what decisions they had to make, and you got a lot of the fan base that just was like, "Why you ain't just make Smite 1 and just drag it to Smite 2?" Like, that's just one of the most stupidest things you can say. I'm gonna be so real. I took computer programming back when I was just in freaking high school. I got to the second the computer science, and I could not. Computer programming is not as simple as y'all think. When it comes to writing code, it's the one smallest detail that you miss, and your whole script is all out of whack. Like, okay, I'm getting off a rant, but like I was saying, so they had the Titan talks and everything like that, and we was all able to ask them more and more, ask them questions, and they listened, and that stirred the game in a better direction. Um, and then they brought in aspects, you guys. I'm telling you, aspects changed the game. Seriously. Um, there was guards in Smite 1 that I did not touch. A guard like Kali. Come on, computer, stop. So, Kali, I was able. I have never really touched Kali in Smite 1. Smite 2 Kali? Oh yeah, she built different, bro. I'm not gonna lie, for real. Like, that whole, she switched her whole kit from freaking melee to damage. Distance, range. It switches it up a lot. Then you have gods like Osiris aspect. His aspect is nasty. I'm not gonna lie, but he becomes more, instead of all in your face, you lose your leap. And that's one of the biggest things about Osiris gameplays. You do lose your leap, but you get your you you end up pretty much staying more into that spirit realm. So you get pretty much more attack, and all your abilities become mage. Intelligence. So when all your abilities are intelligence, now you can throw your scythe twice. Sometimes in combat, more than twice. So you just launching them things and throwing all your abilities, and you're not worried about getting in their face and punching them like you used to. You know. So that's just a Cyrus right there. You got Guan Yu support. Just yesterday on live, y'all, we was going ham with Guan Yu. I'm not gonna lie with y'all. I was tearing people up with Guan. You know, I can go on and on. Like, Smite 2 is different right now. I'm not gonna lie to you. It is not the same game. And I think the people that's like these numbers, the people that's coming back, they're coming back in the Smite, and they seeing that, like, these players month to month, there's no crazy advertisement, no crazy promotion going on. There's probably always some type of level of marketing. But look, 30% player gaze. But yeah, man, I didn't want to make this video like crazy long, talking your ears off, you know, I just wanted to just have a little talk about a game that I love. Um, you got a lot of people pushing the death of a game, and Smite's dead and this is dead and
Dead. Walt Disney is dead. I'm dead. Steve Jobs is dead. I called the head of Payless. I'm like, I'm dead. I'm sorry, Payless. Blip.
dead and oh y'all. I be hearing people say that about Battlefield 6. And how the hell are you gonna say that about Battlefield 6 when Battlefield 6 got like 90 something thousand players for a high? Like, y'all see how the internet like to stir a lot of bullshit? You know, there's no such thing as a game is dead unless the game is actually dead from the development. And that whole talk crap is just stupid, y'all. I don't know why y'all like to spam that. Numbers are showing we had a low, and the low wasn't as low as people try to make it seem, and now we have a high that's like extremely high. So and they say that consoles, just last Titan Talk, they were saying console pools just about similar levels. So the player base is fine. I find matches in like max 3 minutes lately. At the lowest I seen, it probably took like a little over 5 minutes. Once you hit over 5 minutes, it's rare. But when you do, it puts you in a higher bracket and rank, and it pretty much finds you a match faster, you know. So like I've been saying, y'all, I can talk all day, y'all, about what aspect changed this and what did that and how good this is and that and all the items, and Smite 2 is cooking, man. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. And I think the numbers is actually starting to show that, people who are playing right now are starting to get it. So alright, y'all boy. Just wanted to hit this I just wanted to hit y'all boy with a quick little video. I appreciate y'all boy for helping me hit 100 subscribers, man. Y'all been killing that button lately. We actually need to get, let me see if I can find the numbers, because YouTube did tell me I need to say this more often to you guys. Let me find it. So we got 61% of you guys not subscribed, and about dang near close to 38, and about 38% of people are subscribed. That's actually really good, y'all. I'm not gonna lie. Listen, y'all boy who subscribed, y'all killing it in the background. I see y'all boy. I'm not gonna lie, but let's try to get this number closer to 50 if we can, you guys. YouTube has been telling me to say that more often because we have a lot of you guys checking in, and you seem like you coming pretty often. So, just go ahead and press that red button for me, And if you want to see something a little different, I got a tech channel on the side too that I'm secretly building up, you guys. So, y'all want to see anything like, little Steam Deck review and, new graphics and monitors, and talking about new PC setups and just how to tweak this and where to save money on this and that, just all that little fun stuff on the tech channel gonna be coming real soon. So y'all boy check that out, man. And like I've been saying, overall y'all boy have been really killing it with the subscriber button, and I just really want to give y'all thanks. Also, it really does go a long way nowadays to hit the like button too, So if you like what you see, let's keep it going, let's keep it cooking so I can keep it pushing for you guys. But alright, y'all, I'm ready to hit y'all with another live stream, man. I'm ready to play some more Smite 2. That's how fun the game is. But I'll catch y'all, man. Alright, y'all. Check in.